Hello everyone, welcome to World Business Watch, a program dedicated to finding America's best businesses, and we have found one of them today. We are going to travel to the Cleveland, Ohio area to visit with H&M Landscaping, and H&M is a much different landscape firm from the average. It is clearly the best of the best, and it all started with a kid, a lawnmower, and a big dream. Today, one of the top landscape firms you will find anywhere, H&M Landscape Design Build in the Cleveland area. The images speak for themselves, one stunning landscape job after another. Landscaping, when done right, is like a big piece of art. The colors, the scale, and the effects that a great landscape palette has on the people who get to see it and live with it every single day. In the Cleveland area, when clients think of top quality work and very innovative yet practical design, they think of H&M, and have for many years.
You'll notice there's some outcropping stone. It's going to be that Kilmer stone, I think, is what, so we're going to have to put a little bit of outcropping stone around here, on the patio.
H&M is not your typical landscape firm. This is a very well-run professional organization. The morning briefings are run with precision as an artistic army, 80 strong, gets loaded for the day outside. H&M owner Mark Mzero is a very successful business owner whose business school began early with his dad.
Actually, I started when I was 15 years old. My father had one of his partners in his business that was building a house and needed some lot clearing done and some landscaping done, and so my dad would drive us, or my mom would drive us every morning out there, and we'd work all day, and I just really enjoyed working with my hands. So that's how the business started.
When you talk to Mark, you can tell he's a big picture thinker these days. He's built a great team of men and women, including his brothers Mike and Joe, and they've adopted his vision that H&M will be the best, and their work reflects that every day.
I think our specialty as a company is designing spaces unique to the client. Take a lot of time and effort in spending time with the customer, because everyone's got different needs and wants. So I think our specialty is being the vehicle to our client to get them where they want to be.
One of those clients is Peter Kuzner of Mayfield Heights. He has had lots of business success over the years, and he kind of laughed when he told me that he'd become addicted to H&M landscape jobs out in his backyard. H&M has done a ton of work on his property. Listen to this.
He put in all the patios, he put in all the pergolas. He dug out the original concrete that was around the pool and put in sandstone coping and all the brick that's around the pool now. Put in the back patio that's behind us, the pergolas that you see everywhere on the property over in the corners and in the back property. He put in this outdoor kitchen, all the sandstone. He installed the grill, installed the fridge, installed the sink. He put in the whole lawn back there, put in the sprinkler system, built the entire perimeter for the backyard, planted every single one of the trees back there. Everything that you see here that's planted, Mark planted.
Peter is one of the many raving fans of H&M. He loves the results, but he also loves the process of dealing with Mark and the H&M team. This was a huge job, installed in sections over years. At one point, H&M had to ask Peter's neighbors to use their yard to do a job for the Kuzners.
Because of the way our lot's designed, it was really difficult for them to get, they had to bring everything back here manually, so they couldn't use any heavy lifting equipment, and they had to use part of my neighbor's lawn to get back here. Mark even had a presence of mind to install a patio for them and redo their lawn that they did at no charge to them. I mean, that's the type of businessman that Mark is. He's very cognizant of everything that's going on around.
They did such a fabulous job.
Janelle Ranieri heard about H&M from her neighbors.
We even asked about getting a second bid, and the neighbor was like, don't even bother. You know, they're reasonable and they do good work.
H&M had a real challenge on Janelle and her husband's lot. It drops off steeply in the back. H&M built a natural stone retaining wall and designed and installed this awesome fire pit. I asked Janelle if H&M excelled where so many other firms fail. Did they stay on time and stay on budget?
They did both. And we've done quite a lot of big projects, and I never felt like it was a question of, well, we agreed to do this, but this wasn't in the budget. I always felt like they did the right thing.
H&M has many, many very high-end jobs around the region. There are lots of wealthy clients who call H&M when they need something very special in the backyards of their mansions. But Mark is very true to his roots as a kid who started this multi-million-dollar business with a lawnmower and a passion. H&M is not just for the wealthy.
We deal with the average homeowner that might want to put a paver patio in along the front of their house or tear out a couple of shrubs and re-landscape their front yard. We really try to, be diversified with the clientele that we deal with.
Mark and his wife love this part of the country. They love raising their daughters here, and Mark would bristle if this story was too much about him and not his team. But any organization takes on the personality of its leader. So if you're going to hire H&M, especially for a big job, it'd be useful to know a little bit about its leader. Mark Mzero is one of those guys who absolutely loves what he does, and making his large team the best it can be every day. No matter how much he knows, he's always learning.
He's beyond passionate. He thinks, dreams, sleeps, breathes landscaping and design. I have pictures, or we're out somewhere and he'll be like, give me your phone, I need to take a picture of this, I need to take a picture of that. We plan vacations around landscaping. We go on dates based on locations of clients' houses, so he could go there and adjust lights or wait till the sun sets and see how the lights are. And I've spent so many nights in people's backyards or front yards.
These days, Mark's passion is design. You will often see him with a print in his hand or in the front of his cutting-edge computer system drawing out something really special. What you don't see is his very unique vision that begins very early in the process.
Ideally, we like to get in on the ground floor. I mean, I'd like to be out there prior to a single tree being cut off the lot. A lot of times we can look at a property and help the client actually even place the house, whether it be the east, west, or southern exposure. A lot of times clients aren't thinking about afternoon sunlight, morning sunlight, where their entertainment spaces are.
You might want to grab a pen and jot down H&M's contact information. Whether it be a great landscape design to help you plan for the future, lawn mowing for your home or business, seeding or sod installation, any kind of hardscaping and outdoor kitchen project you could ever dream of, H&M is full of experts at decks, water features, arbors, pergolas, gazebos, irrigation, low voltage lighting, even snow plowing in the winter. If you need plantings or retaining walls or maintenance to keep that property of yours looking great, contact the great team at H&M Landscaping. We did not name H&M the best of the best just because they're nice people or they do great work. We named them the best of the best because they go above and beyond, and integrity always comes first when dealing with H&M. We've done the homework for you, we've spoken to their clients, many of them, and we are proud to call them the best of the best. Beth Snyder and her husband needed a complete redesign of the yard and hardscapes in their Frank Lloyd Wright inspired home in Moreland Hills. They called H&M after the neighbors told them about the firm.
When we sat down with Mark, the owner, the plans that he came up with based on our recommendations were just a great vision, for a lot of change. We had a major project, and I think it really took someone to see the future of the home based on its past. So he did a great job of incorporating the bones and the beauty of the original architecture from the 50s and really just keeping the integrity of that and visioning what it could be with some more modern touches.
H&M is a very progressive landscape firm, really on top of the newest materials and styles, but also very cognizant of timeless design elements. If there is one word that describes H&M's look for me, it would be class. The use of water features on this property, for example, spectacular. The very unusual plantings. Mark says he looks for trees that look really bad sometimes in the nursery that are kind of growing crooked, and he plants them right above a water feature. Really cool. This crab orchard stone is hand cut to fit like a puzzle in a landscape artist's mind. Look at this stone table that Mark personally created by chiseling the stones himself. He gave it to the homeowner as a thank you gift for a big job. Emily and Scott Burns of Shaker Heights are like a lot of homeowners these days. Because of the economy, they are staying put in their home with their children and making it special rather than moving. When they wanted a great backyard, they called H&M, who was doing their lawn care work at the time.
We have 3 young children, and we wanted to be able to see them while they played and
entertain and just really enjoy our outdoors.
Mark put together a great design which included a wonderful fire pit, a big patio, and paver walkway. Scott says doing business with H&M is how business is supposed to be done.
It was a complete collaboration. We had a great experience with H&M. I'm sure everyone out there has had plenty of bad experiences with contractors out there, but ours was great from start to finish.
David and Kristen Schumacher of Pepper Pike have a young family. Like everyone that we spoke with, they had heard from neighbors and friends that H&M was the company to call. And look at this stunning job in their backyard. 2 big seating areas, an outdoor kitchen, an awesome blue stone fire table. David says one of the things that surprised him about H&M is that H&M seemingly can do anything you want to enhance a client's home.
He could do everything. Currently he's working on one of my buddy's rec rooms, so he's as versatile as working on a rec room to completely taking existing flagstone that had been here for several decades and recutting it, resurfacing it, and putting it, relaying it.
This is a very typical H&M job. Look at the quality of work. Everything is tight and straight and well designed. This fire table is also a great indication of how progressive and versatile H&M can be. We saw one fantastic outdoor kitchen from H&M after another. Look at this one, with several different types of stone surfaces, loads and loads of counter space so the owners can entertain lots of people, a stunning fireplace. Imagine having dinner or an evening cocktail or cooking s'mores with the kids out here. Simply awesome. You might be thinking, yeah, that's great, but can H&M work within my budget? The answer is yes. Because H&M is so progressive and organized, this firm is very price competitive. We spoke with several H&M clients who said they got a great value with H&M, better than other firms they'd spoken with. This job is a case in point. The owners had H&M completely redo their backyard. H&M did a big paver patio with 3 levels, all kinds of curves and detail. H&M built an outdoor kitchen and dining area. Look at the cool little pergola over the grill. It's even got lights in it, so the chef can see if the steak is rare at night. H&M also did all the plannings around the yard to add privacy, and the owners feel like they got much more for their money from H&M than they would have with the other firms who bid the job.
We had spoken to a couple of other people, and just sort of the prices were extremely high, and then we just liked his ideas better and the price better. We continue to be happy with the workers that are here and the people that are overseeing the job.
Lee and her husband love H&M so much they've hired them 3 times now. First fixing a drainage issue in the backyard, then all this work, and now H&M is redoing their front yard. Remember, no matter what your landscape needs might be, from mowing the lawn at your home or office to a stunning landscape job around the pool, the big differentiator with H&M and other landscape firms is that Mark and his team are smart, experienced guys who are always thinking about what their customers want, need, can afford, and will be thrilled with for years to come. Planning up front is the key.
Well, I think as I've grown as a business owner, I think what I found, and as a designer, of course, is I found that my job is to educate. And my job is to educate because a client isn't like buying a car when you can go look at 2 different makes and models and say, I like this Chevy or I like this Ford or BMW. A lot of the stuff I'm bringing is conceptual, so a lot of moving parts. So in the beginning stages of a design, I want to bring all those moving parts together. I want to show them color designs, I want to show them different materials, I want to show them textures, and I think as you pull all that together, then a client can get their mind around what they're purchasing.
One of the true testaments to how good H&M is could be seen in how this firm made it through the worst economic downturn since the Depression. So many other landscape firms went out of business. H&M not only survived, but did not have mass layoffs. I asked Mark how H&M did it.
First of all, customer loyalty. Our core base of customers were very loyal. They still did a lot of work. And then, of course, my team. I mean, at the end of the day, we're only as strong as the team members that we have, and there was a lot of sacrifice made by our company and our team members, and I attribute that to the people I've surrounded myself with over the last 24 years. Good, custom, quality work at a reasonable price, I think, really pulled us through strong. And to that point, I think we've gotten much more of our market value back in the last 2 years.
H&M is known as a great place at which to work because working here is not just a job, it's a career. If you work hard at H&M, you can move up, and that means something to clients who expect quality work from every person on their job, every person on the H&M team. Brian Franco has been on the H&M team for a long time, and he did not expect to be interviewed when we showed up on a big H&M job in Chagrin Falls. The entire front yard is being replaced at this home, and a big drainage problem is being fixed. The way Brian was meticulously building a stone pillar made me wonder how the H&M guys in the field really feel about the company.
Awesome company. Not many companies take care of their guys as much as Mark does. He takes pride in that.
Brian had been with H&M for almost 9 years when we met him. He says integrity dictates how every H&M job is done, including during the sales process.
I've seen Mark in action when he goes to sales, and when he goes to a customer's job site, he doesn't sell them a patio, he sells them to solutions to the problems that they have, be it that it's, you know, bad water drainage in the yard, or they want more patio space for a bigger family function. He just doesn't try to sell them anything that they don't need. So after seeing that, I mean, that's something I'd want to do. That's why I've been there for so long.
H&M has many, many long-term team members. These people are professional landscapers, and they are multi-talented. H&M has many people who have different skill sets. Here an H&M team is constructing a cool little building in a municipal park, a space where families can get out of the weather and enjoy the day. Look at this incredible courtyard space in an assisted living community. The water feature, flowers everywhere, a grill, pergolas, a wonderful, peaceful place to enjoy a visit from family and friends. We watched an H&M team laying irrigation lines on the same property with speed and precision that only comes with the right people, the right equipment, and right experience. Mark and his team have been very smart about making customers clients for life. Here is a lesson that every business school student should hear.
It took me a long time as a business owner to realize that you should be out servicing your existing clientele rather than chasing down the next sales lead. So we really, really pride ourselves. We have 2 guys that are just warranty people. They go around, they fix bricks, dead plants, you know, a board that might have warped on a deck. I pride myself in taking care of my customer after the check is cleared, because that is the vehicle to your next job. Most of the time, if you were to call my reference list, I've had actual, you know, prospective clients ask me, Mark, is this your relatives? You know, they speak very highly, and I think you've seen that on a couple different projects, that most of the clients that we met today all spoke very highly of our company.
That service after the sale is what kept H&M clients Peter Kuzner and his wife Harriet coming back over and over again. The Kuzners have an incredible property in Mayfield Heights. H&M has done everything here over a period of years. There are 2 incredible water features and a pool. There's a great pergola, an outdoor kitchen, a dining area, multiple seating areas here, a very nice yard area for the kids and dogs to enjoy, all kinds of specimen trees in both the front and backyards. This property is one of those places where everywhere you look there is something really cool to see, something that belongs there. This property really illustrates the long-term results if things are planned properly up front. Peter, who's been a successful business owner himself for most of his life, says it's astounding what H&M Landscaping can do, far beyond landscaping.
They hung the ceiling fans. I mean, he's got a full electrical crew. He's got guys that are knowledgeable in gas lines. His ability to do designs are unreal. His maintenance guys are unbelievable. I mean, and I got to know every single one of them. And so when something went wrong, I didn't have to call Mark any longer. I could just call one of his guys, and they would just come out. You know, they put it on their sheet. They come out. They would do the maintenance and be done. I mean, they're really just a fantastically well-run organization.
That's the difference with H&M. There is no winging it, although Mark and his guys still do things by eye once in a while because they have so much experience. They are on the cutting edge of CAD, computer-aided design technology. It's needed to plan out everything properly before a piece of grass is ever touched. Another key element to any H&M job is that Mark and his guys are creative.
This would be a bar area. Then I bumped it out to have a little piece that would be exposed. This is the southern exposure, made it big enough to be able to put some chase lounges here if you did want to, of course, be out in the sun.
Mark often gives people a plan with photos attached of something very similar to what the plan might look like when it's built. Take a look at this plan. And now look at the real thing that H&M built. A great architectural detail at the entranceway to a fantastic pool area. Mark uses a very high-tech computer operating system to draw the plans. It leaves nothing to chance. H&M does not charge prospective clients for these plans. Mark sees that policy as an investment.
Some clients are a little reluctant to spend the money on the design, not knowing that if the conceptual design you come up with is going to be A, something that's going to be affordable to them, or B, something that they're going to like. So if you remove that barrier, it's helped us tremendously in growing the business.
This lovely home tucked into the woods in Chagrin Falls is a good example of how an H&M plan comes to life. The owners raised their children here, and after almost 30 years, they wanted to change things up.
We just knew that we wanted it to look special, and we wanted it to look welcoming, and we wanted it to be look like a home that we would be happy and proud of, and I think they did that.
They listened to us first, did the interview process. What were important elements to my wife and to myself? What were the things that we thought would be functional in the way the house structure changed and the view? And then from there they came back with what I appreciated, which was a high quality rendering of what the front of the house would look like.
H&M redid the entire front area of this home, put in a very large paver section of the driveway with a really nice design element to break it up. Jack is a business owner himself. He really appreciates direct, honest negotiations and proper execution of a plan with no surprises. And that's what he got from H&M.
The interesting thing, and I think I took it as a compliment, Mark said that he appreciates people like me because we asked all the questions up front. We did the preliminary queries about what if this and what if that and what do we do about this and can we live with deferring this piece, and so when we actually signed the contracts there was very little doubt on both sides, and that's the reason why the budget didn't get busted, because neither one of us saw a need to go beyond the scope of what we finally identified as the project. And so because of that, sure, we put another column in when we had three columns called for, and we put in a fourth, and things of that nature, but that was not budget busting in my opinion. That was just a matter of, hey, we like this design, let's carry it forward to another place.
Mary Ellen says she really appreciated the way Mark's crews cared for the property during the construction process. They cleaned up every day and went above and beyond to be respectful.
They were great. All of them were, I have 2 dogs, and they put up with my dogs. In fact, one day I was telling Mark, I came home from the grocery and there was a big mud pit in the middle because we hadn't quite laid all the stuff down, and I had a load of groceries, and the guys were like, "Can I help you carry your groceries in?" I thought that was great. I told them that their mother trained them well.
Mary Ellen and Jack recommended H&M to the next door neighbors, the Snyders. They are having a major renovation done by H&M, a new driveway, a new yard, lots of retaining wall work, walkways, you name it. This is a big job to deal with and could be a nightmare if the crews are messy and disrespectful. That just won't happen with a crew from H&M.
The crews that H&M uses have been phenomenal. You know, we have done a lot of work on the home, and we did a lot of the interior work first. So, you know, coming to the exterior, we, had been familiar with having contractors in our home. And one thing that's really great about them is the consistency of their crews. So, they do use, they do outsource some of the work, but you always know who it's going to be, and you always know when they're going to be there, and they're extremely consistent. So I really appreciate that.
You might want to grab a pen and jot down H&M's contact information. Whether it be a great landscape design to help you plan for the future, lawn mowing for your home or business, seeding or sod installation, any kind of hardscaping and outdoor kitchen project you could ever dream of, H&M is full of experts at decks, water features, arbors, pergolas, gazebos, irrigation, low voltage lighting, even snow plowing in the winter. If you need plantings or retaining walls or maintenance to keep that property of yours looking great, contact the great team at H&M Landscaping. We did not name H&M the best of the best just because they're nice people or they do great work. We named them the best of the best because they go above and beyond, and integrity always comes first when dealing with H&M. We've done the homework for you. We've spoken to their clients, many of them, and we are proud to call them the best of the best. I asked several H&M clients the same question: would you or have you recommended H&M to others? Peter Kuzner has many times.
My God, I've referred him. He could probably retire on what I've referred to him.
How about Scott and Emily Burns? Would they or have they recommended H&M?
I have already recommended them to a number of people, and I already have a good friend that just put in a very large patio, and they're already singing H&M's praises.
Absolutely, we have. We've had some friends who've actually used them for their patios since.
I asked Jack and Mary Ellen Schron if they'd recommended H&M, and I could see that they had because their next door neighbor was using H&M the day we were there.
Actually, our next door neighbor has got a project that probably dwarfs our project, and so we recommended them to that, very much so, yeah.
We have, and in fact, I was just talking with Mark, and he said, yes, he's going out to our very good friends who are doing a driveway, because we said, they asked us who did ours, and we told them. And in our neighborhood, people have asked us, and our neighbors next door are using H&M, and there are other people in the neighborhood that have said, what a difference your house looks like, and they all wanted to know who did it.
Janelle Ranieri's neighbors told her about H&M originally, and now that she's thrilled with H&M, she spread the word herself. She says, but most of her neighbors already know about H&M.
If you drive around our neighborhood, you'll see they have a new project actually right down the street. So I think they definitely have a reputation in our neighborhood as being honest and doing great work for a really fair price. And I think that speaks volumes.
Mark Mzero has a true passion for running a professional company, truly being the best of the best every single day, exceeding expectations. Mark credits his people with making H&M so successful, and they give him a lot of pride.
I really enjoy seeing my people grow. I've seen a lot of guys come from being a guy that's been swinging a hammer in my business to somebody that when they deal with a customer, they're fluid, they're very open, they're honest, they're genuine, and that's where I get the most amount of blessings from. I see my people interacting with other clients. I see people call the office and it's not, is Mark Mzero there, is Lee Weiss there, is Mark Barker there, or they call and ask for my people. That's when I know I've done my job. Because in order for us to be able to grow as a company, they need to take on some of the responsibilities that I have so I can focus on other things to be able to grow the company. You run at such a fast pace in your lifestyle, and sometimes it's better to just step back and enjoy something you've done. And I've really, since I've been able to walk around and look at some of these projects it's heartwarming to remember what they started with and look at what they or see what they look like now. I've got a great sense of satisfaction from it.
Mark sees plenty of growth potential for H&M, but he's much more driven by quality than quantity of work. He's a young man to have so much experience running a good-sized company because he started it as a teenager. If you hire H&M, you are getting an owner at the top of his game and a team of over 80 people who love being the best of the best every day, exceeding expectations. H&M Landscaping, a design-build firm, the best of the best, you bet. For World Business Watch, I'm Rich Noonan. We'll see you next time.